Starting to the bottom left, we have the Terran player for Team LGIM. 0-1 in the group so far. It is...
LGIM YoDa.
What is he doing?
He's going for 11-11.
Yeah, but, you know, he's like doing it on a 4-player map, so it's going to be the last thing that Savage expects, but he's like sending it out so fast. 8 barracks, so it could actually be 8 Reaper. I don't think he's going to do that, though, as he has not started his cast.
I actually think he will.
Well, he's up against the Zerg player to the top left. In purple, he is.
Ace Team Savage.
That is something that we haven't seen in a long time, but he could really pull it off right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I expected him to get additional SCVs, but he didn't, so he's...
Oh!
You gotta be joking.
Oh my god! What a crazy place to send a scout. I mean, I guess he was scouting to the top right, but then he just was like, well, just in case, I guess I'll pop up here.
That's insane. Really, like, this is crazy.
That's like basic game. What can you do? How can you transition? He has to cancel the refinery. Well, he doesn't cancel the refinery even.
Cancel and go into a command center first, I feel.
But he's mining gas. What do you think he's going to do with this? What do you think he's going to do with the gas? He's just going to make Reapers at home?
Wow. I cannot believe that. If that happens on ladder, the first thing that you do is you cry map hack.
Yeah.
This is like the most insane scout that I've seen in a long time, and YoDa just had one of those FML moments right there.
Savage is also going to be able to get in here and see everything. He probably won't be able to kill that SCV. It needs 2 more shots, and he's already repairing. But now he's like, oh, okay, well, you're still mining gas, so I'm just going to be ready for your Reaper. Starts a gas so he can get his speed out. And, I mean, maybe YoDa could try to go into really fast Cloak Banshees a la gas first or something, but
I'm completely, like, blown away by that scout.
Pretty nuts. I mean, you know, that's a normal scouting walk path, but then the way he went up to the minerals was just, I mean, it just says something about Savages just not taking any chances.
But this is... I have no words for that. I mean, YoDa is definitely like gambling a little bit with the early aggression and his build, but Savage with that scout, I mean, that was like the best case scenario for him. It could not get any better for him at all facing such a build.
Yeah.
This is one of those things, when you get that scout and deny the barracks, you just sit in the booth and you fist pump all day. This is actually like you pause the game and you are happy that you just get like a warning and you just dance a little bit, and then after 5 minutes you just sit down again and you're like, okay, I'm ready to go again.
Just imagine that. He's like, yeah, you can warn me, it's fine. I just wanted to do this for a second. Because I know that when I pause, there's going to be a downtime. You're going to put me on camera. I'm just going to dance for a moment. Well, you know, YoDa he pulled out a gas for a little while here. He's going to go into really quick Hellions, which can do some pressure. Well, there's you know, the exact opposite feeling is how YoDa is feeling right now. He's fist pumping himself on the leg for choosing this strategy, and just he's so frustrated. He's been scouted. He gets the starport here. He's just going to go for Hellion drop. This has such a little chance of working, though, because he's already been scouted in every possible way.
You could just see the Overlord on screen there. Snuck in, had a quick look, and the second Overlord is most likely going to see his starport too. It couldn't be worse. It really could not be worse. This is YoDa basically saying, okay, I've lost this game, but I'm going to try something. Maybe I can get back into it.
Yeah, it would have been hard for him to... oh, he doesn't see the starport.
Yeah.
Would have been hard for him to actually transition to CC first, even if he canceled his refinery, because the timings would all have been off. But I personally feel that might have been the better choice. Now he sees the starport. Okay, he's just making spines. He's like, oh, this is fine.
This is a situation where YoDa, if he doesn't do damage with this, YoDa is dead. That's basically what we're seeing here.
Yep.
There's nothing more to it. If YoDa doesn't do damage here, he's losing this game.
Oh, that was... I mean, he knew he was going to be fine, but that was still a little bit scary looking.
The only thing that Savage has to do is sit tight, defend, and make sure that he doesn't get too greedy. If he does that, then he has the best position ever to take this game.
He's just going to go into Roaches after this, because he knows two things. He knows that possibly there's going to be Hellbats afterwards, but also he knows that once he holds the aggression, he can just attack with Roaches to end the game. YoDa is... This is what I was talking about, man. Is he locked into this aggression? Is he stuck in the mindset of, I cannot play macro games against Zerg? He's one of the best drop players in the late game going into Heart of the Swarm, but...
He couldn't possibly transition.
No, not in this case.
Yeah. Well, the drop, of course, immediately being spotted. YoDa is trying to find a position where he can drop those Hellions, trying to work with the little that he has left in this game. He is completely desperate here. He is trying. He's trying his hard out. He's really trying to pull this off somehow, but it's nearly impossible at this point.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit rough. And he lifts away. Wings see the rest of the Hellions coming down. He's made a lot of Hellions. It's almost like a Keen-esque type build.
Yeah, and everything of one base. He only has one base, and this is why Savage has such a lead if he can defend here. He's even going into a third base now that he has the Hellions.
Oh, and he misses the Hellion. Oh my god. Well, he's probably still going to have to cancel here, I suppose. But
No, not against Hellions. He should be able to get those roaches over.
if he targeted right away, he might have forced the cancel, but he didn't, so now he can't. Now he's actually going to save it no matter what with those roaches. The Queen's here. YoDa is looking so desperate in this game.
I mean, I don't blame him. If you go for 8 racks into Reaper and you're scouted immediately even before the barracks is halfway done, that's game.
Yeah. He's
I feel sorry for him. I feel really sorry for him.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, he really is trying so hard to make something work here. But he's been scouted that he's going for an all-in after this. So now all Savage has to do is make a bunch of spine crawlers, more roaches, and get the Baneling Nest, which he's already started. And he's like, oh, okay. So you're like all in, all in, all in. Like, this is the next phase.
I mean, Savage sees everything. He knows there's no second base, and he's playing this so well. He has a decent amount of harvesters, but not too many. You know, 40 harvesters on 2 bases going into a third. That is like really low eco because he knows he doesn't need more. He has 2 minerals lights and the saturation is so much better for him that he has the better income anyways, and he also can, of course, with the second base sustain this a lot longer. So he's just getting units, playing it safe and being like, dude, as long as you don't take another base, I don't have to play too greedy.
He's got everything. He's got Overlord to spot this drop. He has the Ling to spot the natural. He's spotted the barracks on the main base. He scouted that. He scouted the barracks from the beginning. He's making spines and spores and delayed his lair. He's just doing everything correctly. He's scouting everything and he's responding perfectly, and there's nothing that YoDa can do. He's like, please drop on my spine crawler and 8 roach to those Hellbats and see what happens.
And YoDa is trying to go over to the natural, and at the natural he might be able to do something, but also there roaches are already waiting for him. Not enough, but a few more are heading over. He's going into lair now, has a significant lead here, and still no expansion for YoDa.
Yeah, he just wanted to confirm this, and oh wow, he's even going to get some Hellions here. That was not supposed to happen. YoDa is really just trying to hit that timing with stem combat shields with his Marauders and a bunch of Hellions. Savage, though, has the Baneling Nest. I would like to see him make a few more spines at the front, but
army supply is 55 to 60 in favor of Savage. Goes into the +1 attack upgrade. Needs to get a few units out, though.
Pulled the SCVs. He's going for it. And Savage, he's get the Banelings on the way. He does not really have those spines, though.
This is YoDa's last stand. He's trying what he can. Maybe even a snipe on the Medivac now. Not quite. Here come the Marauders, the Roaches. He immediately walking back. He's getting more Roaches, and he has a few Banelings.
Oh
Banelings
my god, the
moving
Banelings! In! Oh, he eliminates all the SCVs instantly. The Hellbats are starting to go down, and YoDa is already out.
Yeah, this is game.
13 more Roaches on the way behind this. YoDa, GG's. He cheeses, gets scouted, and it's over.
Well played by Savage. A scout to win him the game once again shows how important scouting and information is in StarCraft 2. He gets the perfect scout, forces the cancel on the barracks, and YoDa, he knows the game is over. He's trying what he can, hoping that his opponent is playing too greedy. And we've seen games in the past where you get a great opening into the match, where you have a situation where the Zerg in this particular situation is playing too greedy. Suddenly there comes an all-in and he loses everything. But Savage, looking at the game, calm and collected, scouting with overlords everywhere, no expansion. You have a factory with the reactor. You're going into the starport, so he's just playing it safe. Never overcommitting to his economy, never playing too greedy, just playing a super, super safe game against what he saw. All the right choices and takes a convincing
Just
win.
all about the just responding to what he's seen. He's not even just playing this blind, going, well, I mean, I expect he's going to do this. He checked everything. You know, he had no moment in this game where he was playing blind, where he just kind of was guessing about what his opponent was doing.
So now we have Savage with a 2-0 lead already in the group, the same as Fantasy, and Fantasy now has to play against Golden. And with this game, he could take a 3-0 lead in the group. This would actually not give him a Code S spot right away, because Golden is kind of the punching bag of the group, as well as YoDa right now. Both of them not even winning a single game just yet. So if he wins against Golden, he will have a perfect spot, but there could still be a weird tiebreaker, a three-way tie later on down the road. But for Golden, this game is everything. If he loses now against Fantasy, he is out. He will be in Code A next season. He will have no chances to advance to Code S anymore.
Yeah, absolutely true. If you're 0-3, you're dead. That's just how it is. There's no hoping there. You know, it's just mathematically impossible.
There's no tiebreaker, there's no hope, there's not anything. So if you lose 3 times in a 5-player group, this is it for you. Fantasy looking strong today. Golden, he's on his last leg. He is desperate right now. He needs a win. He wants to win at least one map here. And I'm not sure if he can do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He seems a little bit nervous, a little bit off today.
I could see him just go for timing.
Yeah.
Try to hit a timing, try to be aggressive. He loves Banelings. He's shown this against Terrans in the past. He's shown it against players like Ganji in the bracket that he had at the Code A qualifier. Baneling timings, lots on 1-1, trying to hit very aggressive timings against Terran opponents. Maybe that's something that Fantasy doesn't know, that Fantasy isn't prepared for, that Golden feels compelled to try.
The map is Daybreak, so that would be a good map for some timing. So it's obviously a pretty wide natural. And it's a 2-player map with a rush distance that's relatively small, smaller than most of our maps.
So heading into this next game, we will see if Fantasy gets a really good position to take one of those Code S seats. It's a little bit unlikely. I don't really think that we're going to see a 3-way tie to determine rank 1 and 2 in the group. So if Fantasy wins here, I actually think that you will see him in Code S. We've had crazy scenarios where we were going into a 1, 2, or even 3-way ties to determine who's going to advance. But I feel that today, with the players that we have in this group, this is not really going to happen.
Especially considering that we've got 2 players going down and looking a little bit weaker. Yeah. Like, you know, Golden may be able to pull this off against Fantasy, but I mean, looking at Fantasy's history in the group today, his play today and his play in the past, and how much experience he has in the booth, Golden is going to have to pull off a miracle here.
Yeah, I agree. I think with him being down 0-2, it's going to be nearly impossible for him. He might be able to come back here, but at this point, I find it quite unlikely. He's up against Fantasy, and he later has to play another game against YoDa. You know, maybe if he's now in a position where he says, okay, the Zerg versus Terran is by far my best matchup, he might surprise us here, but at this point, it looks very bad for him. He loves Banelings, he loves timings, he likes to be aggressive against Terran. Does he show it today, or is he now a little bit intimidated heading into this 3rd game for him on Daybreak? We're going to find out right now. We're heading into the match. We have Fantasy with a 2-0 in the group, and this is going to be a 3rd game for both players, and it's going to be the crossroad for Golden. Yep. Win or lose. We're going to find out right now at the GSL Up and Down Group B. Hold on.